Send you the. Do you want to share the link, or you want to just do it and get it out the way?
I'll just do it. There's no.
Okay. Greetings, people. Queen Dawn here. Peace. Okay, guys, give me a second. We're going live. We are live. Okay. Uno momento. Greetings, Queen Dawn Spirit here. Peace. Welcome to my channel. So this is like a last minute, wasn't even a scheduled session. And this is a last minute live recording. And my phenomenal, one of our beautiful granddaughters, who's also a Reiki practitioner, I call her Miss Day. I'm not gonna tell you her real name because she might want to stay incognito. But this is my my very first past life regression session therapy, my past life regression therapy client. And which was done actually 3 years ago. I became a Reiki, not a Reiki practitioner. I became a past life regression therapist and a future life regression therapist. So this is Miss Day. Say hi, Miss Day, to my community. Yes. So, yeah, you've met them quite a few times. She's a Reiki practitioner, my first past life regression client. And this is 3 years later for her to share with you her experiences when she was 11 years old. Okay. So, Ms. Day, do you want to share how you felt?
Okay.
During your experience?
When I first started, I was scared.
You were scared?
I was scared. I didn't know it was gonna come. And then I fall asleep a couple of times because when it's like you're getting hypnotized, and I did fall asleep a couple of times. It was a lot of fun though afterwards, and I started to actually, I didn't think it was true at first, but then I started to actually see it, and it was like you're like in a virtual reality, like it's not even real, but it actually is. It's like a dream. So it was pretty fun. It was like I was taking a very, very, very long nap.
So during a past life regression session, for those who have not had one yet, I've done many sessions, which is healing for the client, and it allows them to find out why they came here, why they chose to come here, what their past lives were, what their lessons were on their past lives. And also when I guide people to the future, what options they have and what it would turn out to be if they would take that job, that house, that car, or that relationship. So I'm able to guide you in the hypnotize you in a theta wave state of mind into your past lives, as well as guide you into the future. So Miss Day was my first client, as I explained earlier. And when I first did it, when I first got my certification, I was blown away. And we're going to go deeper into what actually happened and how it happened. And I was just like, and it was a phenomenal experience for me too, because I'm actually going through the session with you. I'm feeling the energy because I'm an empath. So I'm feeling the energies, I'm experiencing what my client is experiencing, and I'm taking notes while I'm going through it. So it's exciting and adventurous to me as well. And it's so healing on so many levels. And I even took her to her death date, which shows you that death is not as traumatic as you would think they would be. You don't remember your name? But it was 3 years ago.
I don't remember my name or my husband's name.
Okay. Well, I remember that.
His name was John.
Right. So I'll remember this session. I'll remember this session till the day I die, because it was a show the spiritual connection between the two of us, why she chose to come back here, why she chose our family, and why she chose her name, the whole nine. So we're going to embark upon that a little deeper. I'm going to see if anyone's on a live and wants to say anything while we're on here real quick, because we're going to go a little deeper in exactly what actually happened during the session. So if you guys give me a second, share this video. Sharing is caring. It's going to help so many on so many levels. So for those that are inquisitive and are they want to know a little more about past life regression sessions, it's totally harmless, and it's healing on so many levels. Okay. So I just want to, one moment, please, make sure that I'm not missing anyone in case they have a couple of questions or they want to say something before we get started. Okay. All right, so we have a couple of people. Danny, peace, Queen. How are you, Danny Taylor? Beloved, sending you Reiki healing love. Okay, so basically, I knew that I wanted to have a session with someone that I love and was close to and knew that I could trust them and they can trust me. So you can't just have anyone and everyone to heal you or guide you through these sessions. You have to be selective, pray on the situation first. It's not with me, with whomever it is. Make sure that it's a correct connection with spirit, okay? So when I first started, I dimmed the lights, put on the music, because I do the whole, like I'm a Leo, so I like to do the whole ambiance. I love to set up the situation, make it as comfortable as possible, and so that it can be a phenomenal experience for my client, okay? So what we learned was that, you want to tell them?
I don't know what we learned.
Okay, so basically what I do is I put my clients in a hypnotic state of mind, and I guide them to a tree. You remember the tree?
I remember the tree.
And I guide them to this tree, and you meet your animal spirit, okay, on this journey. And I take you back lives. I've had someone go back to, I even met King Tut in a past life. They were King Tut, yeah, it was deep. I've met so many phenomenal, amazing people, wizards, spiritual workers, just so many people on similar level, and always took them to the death scene. And it wasn't traumatic for them. Matter of fact, it was healing for them on so many levels, because it's so important that we know why we came here, why we chose to come here. So as I told you before, we pick our names, we pick our parents, we pick our avatars, we pick our experience, and it's all healing involved in the whole situation. So Ms. Day,
Yes.
When I first guided you there, how did you feel? Are you bashful today?
No, I am just so smiley about this situation. Okay.
Okay. So what is the first thing that you remember from your past life regression session?
I had ginger red hair. I remember that so vaguely. And I remember it because I've been reminded by my mom like a lot of times. Not a lot, but like I remember one time she was doing my hair, and not in the past life, like in this life, she was doing my hair and she was like, oh my gosh, you have like one strand of red hair. And I was like, one strand. She was like, one exact strand. So I was like, you have to call Yaya. So basically, when my past life, I had ginger red hair, and I was like 11 when saying this, and like you never think that 11-year-old would know what a ginger is, but I had ginger red hair, and it was curly. It's like this curly. But yeah, I definitely remember that from my past life. I remember our house. It wasn't the biggest, but it wasn't really that small. Yeah, I remember that. I remember we had a lot of land around our house. There was like a lot of land around us. And I think my dad was a bus driver? Bus driver, right?
That's what you told me.
He was a bus driver. Yeah, he was a bus driver. I remember my mom and my dad were my grandparents, and they were like super close, but they would always like argue with each other, but they weren't together. They were just like they weren't together. They were just always arguing with each other. And it's funny because they're like really close now, and they still always argue with each other. And my Yaya, she was my mother in my past life. And I had a sister who to this day, I still do not know who it is. And I'm hoping that I can find it out soon, but it just happened yet. And I as I got older, I met a man. His name was Jonathan. I can't remember his last name.
This is in your past life, right?
Yes, all this is in my past.
His name was Jonathan Beckwith. I took notes. So go ahead.
Yeah, she took notes. She remembers. And I had 2 kids. They were twins. It was Delilah and Diana.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Speak up so they can hear you.
Delilah and Diana. And the 2 kids, they were twins and they were girls. And it just helps out now because now I have 2 little cousins. One of them who's like a brother to me, and who knows, but they're both boys with the name Deuce and JJ, and it's crazy because they were born in the same year, just 2 months apart. Like actually, it's like 2 months apart, and they were born the same year. They were the same age.
I didn't
2
know
months
that.
apart.
They were close in. I didn't know they were that close in age. Okay.
And they also play on the same football team, which is like really weird. And like I've always been so connected to them. So it's just really, that's like the main parts that I remember. Yeah, I was also really close to my sister, and I just hope that I get to figure out who she is sometime soon.
So in doing the session, I videotaped it, but because she was so young, I didn't want to share it with the world. So I'm going to tell you the experience that I had. When I guided her to her past life, I found out that I was her mother in a previous life. And her mother, who is now my daughter, at that time was her grandmother and my mother. And what's so amazing about it is my daughter used to always call, but still does call me Dawn sometimes. Like she acts like she's my mother. And she's my actual youngest, our youngest child, our youngest daughter. So not our youngest child, but our youngest daughter. We have a younger son too. I'm in a blended family. But when I guided her, the things that she was saying was blowing my mind. So when you do a past life regression session, I guide you to look into the eyes of the people during that session to see the energy in that person's eyes, which connects with your current life here on earth. So remember, you can be Tom on this life and Susan on another realm, spiritual realm. Right now, this is very moment, because you come from this huge soul. And we're like rafts. This body's a raft from this. Let's say your huge soul is a big ship, a mothership, and there's rafts coming from that mothership. Well, those rafts is your current life on that particular spiritual realm. So in this spiritual realm, this was Julia Miss Day, but she's living on other spiritual realms. But during this past life regression session, when I guided her, I found out that her aunt, which is my oldest daughter, was her best friend. Yeah, you remember that, right? Best friend now. And she's her best friend now. And then my mother, which is her great grandmother, was one of her other best friends that was in a car accident with her. And she remembered. It was amazing because it's an 11-year-old. So I know she wasn't playing games with me. It was an 11-year-old that was taking me through a car accident that she had experienced. She hit a family. She said, I hit a family bond. And one person died. People were injured. And she named the people and how she was injured, and your best friends were injured too, right? Which was your aunt in this life and your grandmother, now your great grandmother in this life, was on your grandmother. And my husband was her father, which was my husband then. And what's even more amazing, we had the same last name that we have in this life. Yeah, and so her name was Anna and my name was Ann.
My name was Anna. Of course, you remember this, Anna.
Yes, and she found out that her name was Anna, my name was Ann, and we were European. Yeah, we were European. We're considered, we're Caucasian, but her husband was African American, Black, Indigenous, whatever you want to call it, and his name was, you remember his name? What was his last name? Jonathan Beckwith. So he had an experience with he was dating a lady prior to him marrying Anna. And she was angry because he didn't marry her. He married Anna and had children with Anna. And Jonathan was pretty well off. So you want to tell him about the experience, how it all led? Is it okay to share?
Yeah. So basically, thinking back on it, there we had like this really, really nice 2-story house. Thinking back on it now, so I'm trying to explain the best I can. When you walk in on like if you look to your left, there's like our living room, like our family room, and your right was like a wall, and like if you like couple of feet, it was like a little opening to the dining room and the kitchen. And like walking in, you could like the first thing you see basically when you walk in is the stairs. And the stairs went like this, like it was like kind of like a zigzag kind of type stairs. And so basically I was leaving, grabbing my coat and my hat and my bag. I was leaving to go to the store, so I needed to pick something up. I think it was pretty sure it was for dinner. But I opened the door and the two girls, like they just like walked in, and like I think my kids were trying to like leave. I think I told them to like go up the stairs, and one of the girls with longer hair like shot my husband and then shot the two kids before they shot me. And I don't know, they were so jealous of me. They like took me, I don't know why they took me instead, but they took me and put me in the car, and they shot my stomach area. And I have like that part on a birthmark right there. You can tell it was from the shot. And then they put me in the trunk, and we got in the car, and we were driving to like this wooded area with this bridge, and like there was like waterfalls under it and like rocks on the side of the bridge. And it wasn't like a really like a big bridge. It was more like a rocky like type bridge. You would never never think that a car would go over there. But like so basically they pulled on the side, and they just left me there to just to die. I don't know why they took me exactly, and I just can't remember why. It just never really popped up. And then they just like drove off. I think I stayed there for like a few before I eventually like bled out and stuff like that. So I remember that part.
Was it traumatic for you?
As a kid, a little bit, but not really, because during this time I had watched so many crime documentaries, and I don't watch them as much after that situation I had. Mm-hmm. I stopped watching them, and I don't watch them as much. And I still like, if I'm scrolling through TikTok and like they pop up, I'll still sit there and watch them. I just don't watch them like all the time, like how I used to. Like they used to help me fall asleep, and I stopped watching them after that.
So do you feel that you healed from your past life regression?
I do. I do feel like it helped me out a lot. But as I started to, after that, like a lot of things just started to add up and like make sense. Mm-hmm. And like it would explain why I don't like the woods at night. And like I hate going through the woods. Like the other day, we were like driving by, and like all of a sudden, it didn't get dark, but it just got really shaded, and it was a wooded area. And I was like, this is just weird. And I didn't tell my grandma that, but we were just like driving, and it was like just really weird to me. And I was like looking around confused. Eventually we got out of it, but it was just like, it was really shocking to me because it felt like a familiar place. And yeah, basically that's just how it felt with that.
So what she said to me is that now she knows why she doesn't like woods, that she's going to be a city girl for the rest of her life. Me, myself, I love the suburbs. I love the country. But she has never wanted, and that was her phobia. So if you have a phobia of bridges or heights or anything that's a trigger to you and has nothing to do with you think in this current life, 9 times out of 10 is dealing with something that happened to you in a past life. So it helped me understand and understand our connection. That she tried to come back and connect with me because I was so devastated of what happened to my child. And she tried to come back to me. I mean, to the point where I slept in her room in that life, that she remembered, she shared that with me, that it was hard for me to separate from her. So she kept trying to come back to me. And finally, she didn't have another portal to come back to me. And she came back to me through my youngest daughter, which is her mother now today. So past life, when my clients are going through through the process of the past life regression, you can't touch the client, because if you do, it compromises the healing process. You have to be strong enough to go through it with them. I've done many past life regression sessions. I've done many future life regression sessions. So regression, progression. Past is for regression, future is for progression. And I've taken people into the future for their progression sessions, but I've never gone into their death scene, because I think that would be a little too much for them at that time. And the person that does that has to be really strong to be able to go to their death date into the future. The past has already happened, so there's nothing you can do to change it. So she found out that, am I boring you?
No, I just keep yawning. It's not even you. Like, I yawn all the time. And I think that might have also something to do with my past life. I don't know why. I just yawn. What were you gonna ask?
But I wanted to ask you, it's been 3 years since and I want to do another one with you. Okay, we definitely got to do another. We're going to do a follow-up, and then you can share your experience, and we can go into the future too. We'll do a future life soon.
I want to do a future one very bad, very, very badly. I want to see myself in like the future and stuff like that. So yeah.
Okay, amazing. So guys, I don't want to make this video too long, but I wanted to share this experience. For those that don't know what past life regression therapy is, this is what it consists of. It takes approximately 1.5 hours to 2 hours, where I take my client to a theta wave state of mind. I can do it virtually, or I can do it in person. And for protection on your journey, I'll tell you to purchase certain crystals and stones to guide you on your path if you're not here, if you're doing a virtual session. If you're in person, I already have the crystals to take you there. So the session takes a minimum 1.5 hours to 2 hours plus. And I'm taking notes, and I send you, I can either send you the recording of the session, or I can send you or send you the notes of the session. So for those that wanted to know what a past life regression session is, that's what it entails. It's painless. Okay, go ahead.
I also wanted to say that, like, a lot of the things that happen in your past life can also make a lot more sense in your now life. Like, I had a memory that I have not told you about yet. And I was with my dad, and we were on the farm. We were on the farm with my sister, and we were planting watermelon seeds. And if you
were doing what?
Planting watermelon seeds.
Really?
Give me a second.
Okay.
And we were planting watermelon seeds, and my sister, like, she was like, I'm gonna try one. I was like, I don't think that's a good idea. But she tried it anyways, and she ended up choking on the watermelon seed. And we helped her out and stuff like that. But the reason I wanted to say that is because now in my life, I hate watermelons. I don't like the texture. I don't like the way that it tastes, the way that it looks. I can't stand watermelon. I just don't like it. I'll drink like the juice, but it has to be mixed with something else. I just don't like watermelons at all.
And I love watermelon.
She does. But I don't like watermelon.
And it's another way of another way of you getting your water in your system if you don't like drinking water. Yeah. And filling your system up at late night for a late night snack if you don't want to eat any empty calories.
Yeah, and then the hair situation with my hair being ginger red, and my mom found a red strand. And one of my kids, like my cousin, he used to call me mommy when he was like 1.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I did not. I remember that. So I remember that.
So you have to go into detail for people that don't understand this coming on late. So what happened with one of your children from the past life that's in this current life?
When they were getting shot at, he screamed out to me. I remember him screaming out to me, mommy. And, he now is very, very attached to me. And he always follows me around now. And sometimes I do find it annoying, but I just have to realize that he's just so connected to me. When he was little, and he used to hold my hand when he'd fall asleep, when we would sleep, and he used to hold my hand he used to call me mommy a lot, and I don't know why. We never knew why. He just called me mommy. We just never knew why. And once we did my past life regression, it just made a lot of sense. And
It became clearer.
I've never let it go since then. I never will let it go. But he used to call me mommy, and that just made me feel very happy about it. And it makes a lot of sense with things that happen, like why I don't like watermelons, or why I don't like watermelons, or why why we found a red strand in my hair, because I think it's very rare to find one strand of a different color in my hair. I've never heard that before, and why my little cousin used to call me mommy. And I'm hopefully that, you know, more stuff starts to come and make sense. And it also explains why I'm so close with I'm not close with my other grandma like this. I'm really not. It's just we're super close. It's just I've never done. So yeah, I recommend the past life regression and future life progression.
No, progression. So it's past life regression. So it's going back into the past again, and then future life progression going forward. Progression.
Yes, I definitely recommend this, because to me, it was a lot of fun when I was younger, and I would love to do it again. And when you guys move into your little house, you know.
Yes. What I do remember, though, when I was doing her session, I was doing Miss Day's session, and when she spoke about when she spoke about her children in this past life, I remember the day that her cousin, who was one of her twin children in a past life, that she wanted to wear this hat and a scarf. And before he was born, the day of him being delivered, she said, I gotta wear my special hat and scarf. And I was like, how old were you? Like 5? 6. She was 6. And I was like, what 6-year-old know about wearing a special hat and scarf? But she's always been advanced for her age. So when she had her hat on, she's like, I make sure my hat is on. Yeah. So she had a little hat on. She had a scarf on. And when she walked over to the bed to see her aunt holding him, she's like, hi, remember me? Remember what you said to him?
I do not remember saying remember me, but I remember the hat and the scarf.
Yeah, and I just thought it was amazing for two cousins to meet each other. One was 6 and one was just born. And when they used to fly together or go places together, you know, one time she was asleep on a plane.
Oh my gosh, this was like such an embarrassing time, but it's so important. I fell asleep. My mom, so my little cousin, he was up, and I think he was talking to my mom, like, go to sleep. Maybe he'll, like, you know, go to sleep too, because he followed after everything I did. So I went to sleep. He did not go to sleep. Instead, he started screaming, mommy, wake up, mommy, wake up. And he's like hitting me, and people are like looking, and my mom's trying to reassure, like, no, this is not her son. Like it was just kind of, it caught everybody off guard, but it's just like.
For him to be saying that to us, what were you, 7 or 8?
Maybe 8.
Yeah, she was probably about 8 years old. So this 1-year-old, 1.5-year-old is calling an 8-year-old mommy on a plane. So he's a indigo child. She's a crystal child. So as we all choose to come here, we pick our parents, as I said before, and why we chose to come here, and to heal the situation, or a message for everyone involved. You know, for people that may have had miscarriages or abortions or whatever they may have had pertaining to child, the child knows before if they're going to make it full term here on earth. The spirit knows if they're going what their death date is. Before you come out the birth canal, your death date is etched in stone. You pick your name, you pick your parents, your whole situation, your avatar, everything. So that I had to become a past life regression therapist to help people heal, because death was always hard for me. Whenever anyone transitioned that I knew close, or even someone I didn't know, it was always traumatic for me and frightening for me. Death is frightening for many of us because we don't know what's going to happen when we transition off the spiritual realm. But remember, this is the lowest spiritual realms of all realms. You don't go any lower than this. And when you expire or transition, whatever you want to call it, you just go up to higher dimensions. You cannot kill energy. This is the bottom spiritual realms of all spiritual realms. This is a dense physical experience. You cannot kill energy. They can chop you up into a million pieces. You'll never die. Okay. Just don't be doing it. Okay. Thank you. So I'm saying no matter how the person goes out, they still continue, their energy continues to live on. When you go to sleep, your spirit travels from your crown chakra, connected with a silver cord, and it goes to other spiritual realms. It doesn't wait for you to wake up. It's the energy is so vibrant and so all over the place. There's so much energy. That's why we don't live for so long. The oldest maybe 120 years if some of us are lucky enough. But once again, like I said, you cannot kill energy. Energy lives on forever. So it was important for me to learn about it, and what made me even more tap into it more when I ran into it. And that's why what Spirit does. Spirit guides you and connects you with certain people on your path to elevate and live your life experience for the reason why you chose to come here. And I ran into this lady who's a hypnotist. Her name is Dolores Cannon. And I was watching her videos and then I invested in myself and became a certified past life regression therapist and a future life regression therapist. So it was important for me to find out how we die, what happens, what is our experience, why we chose to come here, and what the future holds for us. So I'm your person. If you want to know what your past life was, or you want to know if you should pick this opportunity, if you should move to this place or marry this person or get in a relationship with this person, or anything you want to know about the future or the past, I'm your person that will take time. And I love what I do in guiding you, being your guide on this journey. You can reach me at Queen, Queen, Dawn, DAWN, Spirit, SPIRIT.com. Or you can contact me on my Instagram, which is the same name, Queen Dawn Spirit, or my YouTube channel, or my Facebook, which is Queen Dawn Spirit as well. So there's many ways to contact me, to schedule an appointment. I love healing people. I love what I do. This is not a money thing for me. It's all about the experience and helping you heal and reach your level that you chose to come here and better. Is there anything else you want to say, Ms. Day, before we sign off?
I just wanted to say, like, I hope you guys do think about doing a past life regression and a future life regression. I think it's a really fun thing to do, or just like any way that you can. If you feel like you need some healing, like, contact any way that you can. I feel like it's a really fun thing to do, and it really helps out. It helps you a lot, and it probably could help you in your next life. You never know. And I just really think that, it's really fun. For me, it was super fun, and I get chills talking about it and thinking about it. And I still sometimes have dreams about it. I used to have dreams. Some were nightmares, and that's what comes with it. Not everything comes easy, but I think that it's a really nice experience. So I think you guys should think about it.
All right. Well, thank you guys, because I didn't want to make this video too long. I want you to know I'm sending you Reiki healing love, and anything that you're looking to manifest. Remember, tomorrow, actually the energy starts 3 days before and 3 days after, but the official full moon day is tomorrow, which is June the 14th. So whenever you have a full moon or a new moon, the energy starts 3 days before, the day of, and 3 days after. So you have like a week long of full moon energy, okay, to manifest what you want. And every full moon is for releasing and letting go and replacing what you're releasing out of your life, what you want into your life. So tonight or tomorrow night, make a list of 10 things that you want to release out of your life. And then underneath of it, say, and replace it with these things. Excuse me, my clock going off. And underneath of it, you want to list 10 things that you want to replace what you're releasing out of your life. Okay? Because remember, when one door closes, many more opens. All right. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Share this video. Sharing is caring. So get my algorithm up so that more people can heal, because my mission is to heal as many people as I possibly can that I come in contact with, and to teach others how to heal others. We got to do it together, guys. I can't do it all by myself. And I'm not out here trying to recruit anyone, but if you want to become a Reiki practitioner and a healer, contact me at queendawnspirit.com. I'm more than willing to set you up for a session and help you train you to become a certified Reiki practitioner. And you're a Reiki practitioner too, right?
Yes, I am. And yes, I am. I manifest stuff. I used to manifest a lot during school. That's usually by the time where I start manifesting.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I am a Reiki practitioner. I've been one for like a year.
A year.
Oh my gosh, it's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a year. It's my.
And you've been manifesting as a Reiki practitioner, right?
I've been manifesting before Reiki practitioner.
Yeah.
But you know, it's my
well, we're all manifestors, just what we manifest, what we want or we don't want. But the main thing is to manifest what you truly want. I've always been a manifester of things that I want. And my mission is to teach people how to do that as well. And that's why I became a Reiki practitioner. I'm at the highest level of my lineage that you could possibly become. So I'm a Karuna Reiki, Holy Fire Reiki practitioner. So I certify my students become Reiki practitioners. And when I became a Reiki 2 practitioner, I manifested several free things immediately, just like that. You know, actually in that class, I manifested 2 free Reiki tables, just like that. So with Reiki, it's a form of healing when you take energy through when you take energy through your feet, up to your heart, through Mother Earth, from your feet up to your heart, and through your crown chakras to your heart, and out from your heart, in your hands, out to the subject or situation, or out of your eyes, or out of your mouth. Okay, so you can manifest on so many levels. It's funny because when I'm not doing a live, my phone doesn't ring, but it does ring quite often, but I usually have it on mute, so I apologize, guys. But this is a phenomenal time to check out my website before I go up on my prices, because I'm going to be at a point. I'm already at a point now where I'm extremely busy, so my time is limited. If you have any questions, fill out a contact sheet on my website, which is queendawnspirit.com. I love you guys so much. I'm seeing Reiki healing, love, prosperity, love, joy, and happiness. And remember, this is your life. This is your world. It all starts from within. So whatever you focus on is what you're going to manifest. Be careful with your thoughts. Be careful with your words, because words and thoughts are extremely powerful, especially in year 2022. It will manifest on many levels. So whether you're looking at this video today, next week, or next month, it still stands what I'm saying to you. I love you guys so much. Have a phenomenal, amazing day and evening. Queen Dawn Spirit here. Peace out, guys. Ciao.